I must have caught you at a bad time.
The important thing to also realize is that healing is not linear. You know, there's no silver bullet that miraculously just fixes everything once off. It's a process. And there is no end destination of perfection either. You know, as we learn and grow and integrate parts of ourselves, you know, the parts that are stuck in those soul ties that we might not even know about ourselves, or that we've disowned or rejected or suppressed, as we integrate more of those of ourselves, we actually align more with our best and highest expression of ourselves. When that happens with every growth step, we expand and open up to a whole new set of challenges to learn and grow from.
It's a continuous process.
It's a never-ending story.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's no end destination. I think,
and that's a big aha moment I had to realize in my life.
yes.
Because the beginning of my healing journey, I thought, I'm going to do this, and then we're going to get there.
And then I'm going to arrive. And then everything's going to be perfect. And everything's just going to fall into place. I know for myself as well, when a teacher once said to me, there is no end destination, it was a shock. I couldn't believe it or didn't want to hear it, because we are so programmed in our own worlds to achieve things. So it is, you know, once I've achieved that, once I've arrived at that destination, once I am this and this, or good at this or this, or once I've become, then only can, ... you know, whatever. But in a way, that is postponing life. So rather than postponing life, you know, rather be present right now, right here, in this moment, and enjoy this moment, but walk consciously through life, choosing with the intention to grow and expand all the time. When you choose that, you walk with intention and you walk consciously. Yeah, so I think that is one of the biggest freedoms that we can attain, is the realization and the acceptance that there is no end destination.
It's liberating, but it's actually such an amazing journey to be on. There's so much to learn. Because if there was the end destination, the learning would have stopped.
Yes.
And then the growth would have stopped. So
Exactly.
that's why there's no end destination.
And we live in an ever-expansive universe. You know, nothing in nature or in life is ever stagnant. Everything is either expanding or contracting. And that goes for human beings as well. So we are either growing and expanding, or we are contracting and becoming smaller, less of our true selves, a smaller expression of life.
Yeah. Someone else said the other day for me, if you do not grow, you actually die. It's like a tree. If the tree stops growing, it actually starts dying.
It's busy dying.
Yes. Yeah. That's so true. Yeah.
So what does expansion look like in a human being? So let me give an example. Think of it this way. If you become aware of a blind spot or an aspect in your life that is actually limiting you, holding you back, or it's resulting in experiences in life that you don't want anymore. When you become aware of it and you decide to do something about it, in that moment, you actually expand your awareness. Now, if you consciously take action to bring about change, life will support that effort to grow. And you will encounter opportunities, tools, people, experiences that will help you grow. And then if you embrace those opportunities and you make use of those opportunities that you find along the way, you will actually gain insight. You might gain new skills. You might make new friends, encounter new experiences. Ultimately, what will be happening is you will be experiencing yourself expanding and your world expanding. And I think we all know, we've all experienced that. But now, on the contrary, if you remain in that limited situation or keep repeating the limited pattern over and over, you actually contracting. And soon you will notice your self-expression and your world shrinking.
I think that also has a direct effect on your self-esteem and your self-worth. Many times in healthy soul ties, we give our power away. Then we're actually not expanding, we're actually contracting.
Yes. Expansion and contraction is part of human life. You'd be expanding in one area in life, contracting on the other. But I think it's about a conscious focus on a continuous growth and a continuous learning. So we can actually, look at our self-development journey like a ladder. Compare it to an infinite ladder that reaches up to the sky ad infinitum. And, and then as you're going to do this work, you are actually going to gain insight, awareness, wisdom, which would be like stepping up on the ladder. And as you step higher on the ladder, you gain a bigger perspective. You can see further. And in the same way, as you learn and grow, you gain insight and a broader perspective into yourself, into life, into relationships. So every growth step is like a step up this ladder.
So you shift your point of view to your viewing point.
That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yes. And with every conscious choice to grow and learn and expand is like stepping up this ladder. And with that broader viewpoint, you can then also integrate more of yourself.
You can see more of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can actually see your shadow, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. You can see all of who you are. Therefore, you can integrate yourself much better.
Better. Exactly. Yes, and as you make choices that are more in alignment with your true values, your true beliefs, who you really are, you start living, like you said earlier, more in congruence, a life of congruent, a life of unity, put differently. But what is unified? You are unified. It is those aspects of you that you might not even be aware of that's freed up for you to integrate within yourself again so that you can become more of your authentic self.
You become more whole.
Yeah, more wholesome, ultimately.
More of you.
Exactly. But now also, another thing is as you grow and heal and move up this ladder, you might also outgrow people and outgrow situations. And then you leave that behind. They might be on a previous stage of your life.
As we move up this ladder of consciousness, we automatically leave certain patterns, certain behaviors, certain ways of being we actually leave behind.
Yeah, and that could be entangled with other people. And that's when it feels like we're leaving people behind. But you're actually leaving your old self behind. So I think it's very important for us to highlight that when we use this ladder analogy, it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's not a comparison to other people. It's not about comparing that higher up on your ladder is better than another person. It is a comparison with yourself. You want to have a bigger, a broader perspective as opposed to you a year ago or 2 years ago.
So it's like a better version of yourself.
Better version of yourself. Yes.
Moving up to that better version, that higher potential of your own being.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we all know there's more. So it actually gives you like, oh, I'm actually becoming aware that there is more. And I can actually achieve it. And I start to believe in my more.
Yes, exactly. So it's not a comparison to external people, although you might leave external people behind because your resonance on activities and choices and expressions of yourself might differ. And what is incongruence for another person, their highest expression of themselves might not be where you are at, and what is the highest expression of yourself. Everybody is on their own learning journey. Everybody is dealing with their own wounds, dealing with their own lessons, and every human being's journey is unique and special in their own way.
Yeah.
So it's not to make a comparison. It's about ourselves and moving up that ladder in our own beingness to gain a higher perspective of ourselves and a more congruent expression of ourselves.
It's definitely not a journey of ego.
No.
It's more about myself. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you've also mentioned, I think you also know the experience of when we move up this ladder of consciousness, sometimes there's a bit of fear. It's the fear of the unknown,
Exactly.
And sometimes there's a bit of resistance because sometimes in our lives, we still want to choose the old way of being, how it was. And that's all we know. So in order to change, I need to let go of something. Something in me need to die in order to give birth to something new. And sometimes we have resistance to let go of the old, even though we know it's no longer actually serving us. As many times people still keep choosing that, even though they know it's destructive for themselves.
Yeah, and it's just as leaving people behind can be painful and uncomfortable, moving into your own learning and healing can be painful and uncomfortable, but it's such a necessary part of the growth and expansion journey. If you choose that, it's unavoidable.
Yes, what I've also realized on our journey is always support. As you go on the journey, you think, how am I going to get through it? And I'm alone. But as you go through this journey, you realize support always shows up in the most magnificent, amazing way. And I realized that it always comes with a requirement. I need to have the willingness. I need to have the capacity. I need to have the availability in myself in order for life to support me.
You have to make the choice.
I have to make the choice. If I make the choice, it's like life sees me.
Thank you for listening. And if this resonated with you and you would like to learn more about smart relationships, like and subscribe and look out for more videos on relationships.
I must have caught you at a bad time. The dial tone is like a